Right, hello everybody. I just got back from the gym with Zeph, and the workout he just put me through was torturous. We did legs today, so I've been suffering. I guess I couldn't really say suffering since it's like kind of on myself that I do it, but I have gout, so that means every time like I eat something like I shouldn't be eating, it has like I guess blood cells that crystallize into my joints, so it makes it really hard for me to move and stuff like that. So today was like the first workout I did for my legs, and I haven't done them in like years, ever since being diagnosed with gout. Um, so today Zeph put me through the ringer for sure. I had to do a lot of band workouts, resistance stuff, training and things like that. Um, we started off with a band workout. I couldn't really do most of those ones. My legs are still really wobbly, unstable, and basically he helped me train most of that today so we can try to work on my stability, which is like my main issue. Um, but yeah, I'll show you guys some of the clips and stuff later. But we did resistance stuff. He showed me this hip band. It's the one where you like put them around a band that like stretches out. It goes around your knees, and then he made me basically crab walk all the way right to left, back and forth like 3 times for a full set. And then after that, we did another band one where we had to sit on or kneel one knee down on top of a foam pad and then try to stretch out my knee and stuff, doing some workouts with that one. Those ones were a lot harder. I couldn't do most of those ones that Zep was showing me. He showed me like 6 workouts, but I was only able to do like 2 of them, and I couldn't even complete them all. But he didn't understand when I brought that up that my knee and my ankles were the biggest issue for me. So we are going to start working on that pretty soon in my next upcoming workouts. Tomorrow's my rest day, but I wanted to basically start documenting from today on to see the progress. After that, Zeph put me through a couple more workouts. We had 3 more after that. We went through leg extensions. Those ones were a bit easier than doing like the stability stuff. He had me practice on the side as well, though, with the leg extensions. I'd stand on a foam pad, 1 foot up, and start trying to balance myself basically, and then trying to do figure eights, what is what he originally wanted me to do, but then he changed it to doing circles instead. So I just doing circle clockwise, and then I'd swap after 5 turns to counterclockwise, and I did that with both feet. And then he had me hop onto the leg extension machine, and then we started doing those. Those ones were really hard for me because my quads, I don't think I've worked out those like the longest for a while. Like I always thought my legs looked like decent, so I never thought I probably should work them out. But after going through all that stuff today, I definitely realized how big of an issue that was to have, and now I am starting to work on those as well. And then after that, leg extensions, he had us do. I don't know what these ones were called. The ones where like they lift your legs and then you bring them back up to your butt. We did those ones right after, and then once we were done with that, he took me outside, and then we wanted to do 2 more exercises. One where I grab a ball, I toss it up to the top, and then I work on my hips and my glutes and try to bring them back downwards at the same time, if that makes any sense. Um, After that, he made us do the sled pushes. So he really wanted me, like, the beginning one was super easy. Pushing it forward is probably easier for me. But then he told me to pull it back, and I thought, just drag it back, use like your arms and stuff to pull it back. But he told me to extend my glutes out and push my butt out, and then try to bring it back as well. So that was the final part of the workout. We were probably there for maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. We also got me personally, I got some advice from Jeff. He's one of the trainers at Infinite, and he was showing me that I probably should just try to like balance on my foot a lot. I don't think I recorded any of what he was saying in front of him, but he was showing me every day probably just practice balancing on 1 foot and then try to do it for 30 seconds in rotations. And at some point, I'll probably be able to balance on my feet for like 5 minutes or something like that. And then after that, I was saying bye to Haley and Zeph because they were done with the day, and now I'm back at home. So yeah, this is basically like a progress report, day one from. Also, I'm doing a cut as well. I weighed in about 222 the last time I checked. I'll probably weigh in again tomorrow to see what I'm at. 222 was about a month ago when I was at the other house. And we just moved into this house recently, so I have my own room and stuff like that now. And I'll check my weight, and then we're gonna probably keep going on from there to see how much more weight I lose, because by the end of the year I do want to be under, maybe not under 200, but I definitely want to be a lot closer to the number 200 than anything. So that is my main goal. Hopefully by the end of the year. I'm doing a strict diet. I'm trying to do the 16-8 fast, so 16 hours of fasting and then 8 hours window for me to eat in between that time. And after I'm finished talking with you guys here, I'm going to take you guys up to what I'm going to eat for lunch, and then probably later what I'm going to try to cook for dinner. All right. Today we are going to be having some Korean barbecue lettuce wraps. So I'm going to start off by cutting this off. So these ones I'll probably give to Snap, the smaller pieces. Then I'll cut and leave the bigger ones to make the lettuce wraps with. Just chilling in this tank. I've already started eating this during some of my lunches already, but it's grass-fed Wagyu. I got it from the 99 Ranch Market. Honestly, it lasts like 4 days, depending on how much meat you actually eat. I kind of eat a lot, so it's probably lasted me like 3 days. This is the third day. I also bought skinless pork belly, 99 Ranch Market as well. Okay, so next we're gonna fry up the meats. Shout out my friend Kiana, she got me these pans because Trevor likes to bend the pans we have here. So I have my own. I like to do a quick spray of this avocado oil one. This one's Trevor's. I need to go buy another one of my own. First, we'll probably start with the Wagyu. Throw on the rest of this because there's not enough. Let's probably just save up more during the week. We'll just throw in a couple pieces of the pork belly. I do love pork belly a lot, but protein-wise, pork doesn't give you that much. So more or less, this kind of just for funsies and flavor. Throw in a little bit right here. Tap on some salt in my hand, sprinkle it on, just a smidgen. I also usually cook a lot of rice during the week too. I'm trying to cut down on a little bit of it, so I'm going to do a very small portion just so it can help fill me up, because the next time I'm going to eat is around 8 p.m. I think that's a good amount. Check out this. Yeah, looks like it's cooking pretty good. Put there for now. Flip over some of the meats. I'm probably going to leave it back on here for another couple minutes. Cover that up for a couple more minutes. Probably like 2 more minutes. The paper plate, usually like to put on a napkin on top of it, or a paper towel. And then I throw the meat on there so it soaks up some of the oils. Obviously not going to get all of them off, but it'd be nice to not have all those extra oils, because I just learned from Zep the other day. These are super high in calories, or fats, or whatever, with the rice. Then for sauces, I use the sweetened chili sauce. I do like using this a lot, especially with like Korean barbecue meats and stuff like that, because I don't have like SAM. So it's 90 calories per serving, so I'll just glob on a smidgen just to dip with my food. Probably like that amount. and then they just throw on a couple meat, and then typically they put Sam on top of like the meat inside, and they just do it like that. But I don't have any Sam, and I just like dipping things anyways because Vietnamese love to do like with spring rolls and stuff like that. We just dip it to the sauce. This is just gonna be my meal from now up until dinner time. I'm also cutting down on snacking and stuff like that, but from time to time I buy a lot of chocolate or a lot of gummies, and I usually just eat that. This basically just gives me enough food up until dinner time. I'm trying to feel more on protein and vegetables more than anything, and try to cut down on the rice because I usually use like a lot of rice. Yeah, that's good. Every time I go to the store, I always buy Coke Zeros. Coke Zeros or Sprite Zeros. The Sprite Zero chills are probably one of the best tasty ones I've ever had. All right, I'm gonna finish this, and then we're gonna hang out for a little bit, probably play a game. Me and Matt have been playing Baldur's Gate 3. I never finished it. I originally bought it when it first came out, played it for like 3 days, and then just gave up. And I also just played Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Oh my god. I also bought that day one. Didn't play it for like 3 months since its release, 4 months since its release. And now I beat the story, and it's probably one of the best stories I've ever played. And then after that, I'll show you guys what I make for dinner. So.
My oldest scholar was 78, but the BCP fight like it was 20.
What about two 50-year-old twins? Does that count as a 100-year-old?
Nick.
Oh, really?